Good morning, everybody. My name is Phạm Quang Dũng. I'm from Class 8G of Lê Phong Secondary School. Today, I'm very glad to participate in the contest, the Olympiad of Talent in English. I find it a bit difficult, but for me, it's an interesting experience.
Hello everybody, let me introduce a bit about myself. My name is Phúc. I'm a student from Class 8B of Lê Phong Secondary School. And today, I'm very glad to participate in this contest with my group of friends.
Hi everyone, I'm Domin Phương, 14 years old. I'm from Class 8D of Lê Phong Secondary School. In this contest, my friends and I will introduce our reading habits and the book we like most.
Good morning everyone, my name is Trịnh Xuân Phúc from Class SC of Lê Phong Secondary School. I like English very much and I enjoy reading books too. Hopefully, all of us will have a remarkable experience.
And I am Cao Đinh Sao Sa from Class 8D of Lê Phong Secondary School. I think the topic of the contest is interesting for us because we all have the same hobby of reading books.
Now, let's start!
First, let me introduce about my habit of reading books. When I was 3 years old, I could not read and I just know the story read through my mom, my dad and my friends. I was always wanting that one day I can read by myself. And finally, when I grew up to 6 years old, I could read. I often look for a new story, new comic or a new legend. Since then, reading books became a hobby. I like it because it's an easy and not very expensive hobby. I just need to spend a small time a day, just about 15 minutes to read a book. Moreover, I can definitely benefit from books because it improves my knowledge in every field of life. For me, reading books is an effective way to relax after a long day of studying. And you?
Oh, I see. My hobby is reading books also. Ever since I was young, my parents always read me books as bedtime stories. Back then, I was only interested in them because of the colorful pictures. But when I grew older and learned how to read, I could understand the morals and contents of the story. Books became my best friend. I'd say reading books is very beneficial because it not only helps you differentiate between what's good and what's wrong, but it also improves your grammar and vocabulary greatly. And ever since then, books became my best friend. What about you?
From small age up to now, I like reading books because it's an interesting and easy hobby. Now it's become my hobby. I started this hobby in 6 years old when I could read by myself. I always spend time reading books at home. There are many kinds of books I easily read like comic books, fiction books, detective books or novels. I always share this hobby with my best friend. We often go to the bookstore to buy books together. I like reading books because it helps me reduce stress after a hard working and tiring day. I can improve my speaking and writing skills because I can learn new words from books. Moreover, books also improve my knowledge about the world. In short, in my opinion, reading books is not only interesting but also helpful. I will continue this hobby in the future and everyone should have this hobby too. What about you?
I find reading books very interesting. At the age of 4, everything could be my toy. This table could be my toy, this chair could be my toy, and books are no exception. I like them simply because they have colorful pictures and illustration. When I reached first grade, my teacher finally taught me how to read, and I finally know how is the story going and what is the moral of story. Moreover, I became addicted to reading, and since then, reading has become my habit. And you, share your habit?
It's wonderful. All of us like reading books. Let me share my hobby. To be honest, at first I don't like reading books, but one day one of my friends convinced me to read books. From then on, I was interested in reading books. I often read at the library or sometimes I spend the time reading at the school's break time. I usually read many kinds like magazines, comic books, fiction books or novels. I love reading books. that I want to share all these books to and talk about them all day with my friends. We together go to the bookstore and buy many kinds of interesting books. I think reading books gives me many benefits. For me, it is an effective way to relax after a hard working and learning day.
Hey, do you remember the English project which teacher gave last week?
Yes! Talk about your favorite book, will you?
Exactly, it's an interesting project.
What about we introduce a book named Cinderella?
Great idea!
There.
I agree, yes.
I see all us like this book.
I agree. Our group will introduce the book named Cinderella.
Its genre is folktale. It's the most favorite kind of Vietnamese folktale. It attracts a lot of kids and can be mixed out in the childhood of each person.
The main character are Cinderella. She is beautiful and kind in world. The prince is a handsome and generous man. The stepmother and stepsister is a devil and cruel.
Let me tell you about the plot of this story. Once upon a time, there was a young girl named Cinderella. She was living happily with her parents when her mother died. Her father married an evil widow with two stepsisters.
The two stepsisters and the stepmother mistreated her, and she has to wear old clothes and work hard while the two sisters wore fancy clothes and had fun.
A fairy helped Cinderella and turned her old rat into a beautiful gown. Then Cinderella went to a party and a handsome prince politely invited her to dance. He fell in love with her.
He wanted to find her, but she left in a hurry. Fortunately, she left behind a glass slipper, which the prince used to find her. Afterwards, they got married and lived happily ever after.
The folktale is meaningful. It teaches a moral lesson. We shouldn't be cruel, but we should be kind.
I think we should develop a good reading habit, especially when we are young.
Books is our best friends. Never stop reading. The time is over.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening.